Okay, so a lot of y'all don't want to believe what I was saying about Candace dividing Christians and conservatives, but it's true for this particular reason.
And after a very long diatribe in which they wildly misrepresent the public and global investigation of Charlie Kirk's assassination, it wasn't to me. That's what you guys don't understand. You're not attacking me. You are attacking millions of people around the world who watched a man, an innocent man, be publicly executed and then watched what felt very much like the state collude to feed us absolute horseshit.
Now, first of all, Candace, no one sat there and threw shade at you for any reason other than the fact that you did it to them. Now, it's not a global investigation of Charlie Kirk's death that they're talking about. They're talking about your personal investigation and all the sources that you say you have and all the quote unquote receipts that you say you have that you have never presented. People say, oh, she's bringing all the facts. She is pointing out obvious things that most of us have already talked about in the comfort of our own home. But what facts has she brought to the table from all these so-called sources? What actual facts? I don't want to see some text about who Charlie wanted to date, which is disrespectful. I don't want to see some text about Kanye West. I don't want to see anything about how he felt about Israel or anything like that. That has nothing to do with Tyler Robinson and if he really acted alone. We're talking about flights. We're talking about rental cars. We're talking about all these things that don't matter unless it actually points to who did it. But on the other side of things, she is purposefully dividing Christians. How can she divide Christians? She's not a Christian. Charlie Kirk was. A lot of Christians are going to get together with everyone that seems to be close to him. Candace acting like she was his just best friend in life. People are going to support her because it looks like she's trying to help him. So by her doing what she's doing and saying what she's saying, if you are a Christian or conservative and you disagree with her, you are the problem. You're part of the woke right. Not every Christian and conservative sees things the same way. But we definitely don't see the same things the same way when someone has yet to bring actual facts and they launch an attack against the person that her so-called best friend decided to spend the rest of his life with. And works to tear down what he built that helped millions of Christians across his nation. That is divisive. This live stream that's going to happen, if it ever happens, with Candace Owens and Turning Point is going to expose everything. It's going to happen. Someone's going to end up apologizing. She's either going to severely backtrack on her words, which there's solid proof of the people that she has gone out of her way to implicate, even though she wants to pretend like she didn't. She's taken it personally, as if she didn't purposefully draw this kind of attention to herself.
Yay! Finally, you didn't have to get through all that shade that you were throwing me to get to the point that you were willing to answer questions, okay? Because that's what Charlie did for a living. How could you guys think that you were just going to continue on and pretend like people asking meaningful questions was somehow an attack? That's what he did for a living. He stood up on college campuses and he debated people. And he sat there principally and debated people because he felt that he had the moral high ground, okay? And that if those people disagreed with him, he could bring them over to his side.
You asked for this, Candace, with the kind of things that you have said. You said it was a hostile takeover of Charlie's organization. You don't think that implicates the people on the inside? You don't think that implicates Erica or JD Vance or whoever else that you try to tie to this? You implicated people purposefully and then act like you don't know where it came from. You are shady. You're sick in the head. And I really hope that you seek help. Christians, conservatives, fellow Republicans out there, think for yourself and realize what makes sense and what doesn't. Until she brings solid facts, not just pointing out the stuff that you and I can easily observe. Bring the facts. Then people will start to actually believe her.
And they wanted to simply be able to eulogize Charlie Kirk at a big memorial event, and then they wanted us to simply move on. And we didn't do that, okay? So yeah, we should celebrate the fact that we kept up the pressure, that we insisted that we have answers.
I like solid facts, proof, and evidence. If you have not brought that yet, it's a bunch of lip service. Candace Owens is driving a wedge, and she's doing it intentionally. But I just encourage you to think for yourself.